And it would be very interesting for you, Khadija. And I think I would suggest you should start learning Arabic now. So in next 5 years, you are expert of Arabic.
Yeah,
How
I
about
want
that?
to try learning.
Okay. So Monday, are you coming in the class? There's
Monday.
Arabic class Monday, 7 o'clock.
So, Monday. In the like your class.
Yeah. It's not
Oh,
my class. Like everybody is starting new. A teacher would evaluate your Arabic first, right?
yeah.
And
Unfortunately,
then
Monday I would have to go to school, right? Because I leave my house at 7:20.
7:20 in the evening?
Yeah. No. Oh, this is at not in the morning.
No.
Oh, okay. Evening is fine.
What? Like who would teach the Islam in the morning?
Because I don't know, morning time is better sometimes.
You know what? When you are a teacher and you start the morning class, I would be the first your student in that class. Okay.
Inshallah. Okay.
Yeah. And that I think because Prophet ﷺ used to teach in the morning.
Yeah.
Remember his halqa after
Yeah.
Fajr. He would stay there and he would teach. So why don't revive the Sunnah? So I think
Yeah.
you would be the first person to revive the Sunnah, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah, why not? And we might be going to the masjid or something. Like, you have to move to Ottawa, Khatija. Inshallah, one day.
Inshallah, we'll see.
Your home, like I'm not saying you move, like your whole
Yeah.
family. So I can be closer to Khadija. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
You are up to something. So yeah, I'll send you the information. So that class is confirmed now. So you can start
Okay,
from there.
perfect. Yeah.
And once you are with them, because Imam Khalil is a friend to everybody, right? So
Mhm.
then you can just keep requesting the teachers, bring Imam Khalil, and Imam Khalil would be there, inshallah. Okay.
Inshallah.
So at
Okay.
least you can start with Abdullah. And don't worry about the fee because you're already
Yeah,
paid
yeah. No,
$100,
no, no. It's fine.
$100
Yeah.
to Siraj. So I think we will ask you the balance, like only $50, right? Because $150 per course is okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it for now, inshallah. But you like, if you would like Imam Khalil 100%, then you would like Imam Sheikh Ali 2000% more than him. Okay,
Mhm.
it's such a wonderful teacher. When I say
Yeah.
somebody is good, then he is really, really good.
Yes.
All right, here you guys see, right? This is Imam Khalil who kept saying that in the very first class. Remember, I never used to teach before. Maybe I used to teach, but not at that level. But Imam Khalil is the one who kept saying, "Oh, if you learn one ayah, if you learn one sunnah, if you learn one hadith, just pass it on. Just, just like tell everybody else, whoever you can, right?" So but he said it like in such a nice manner or fashion, and he repeats that in every class. So he wants whatever we learn from him. And I asked him that, okay, sometimes I forget the name. So he says there's no harm keeping the book in front of you, but like it's hard to just like always keep the book in front of me, right? So he said, at least you are telling them the story, they can investigate, but like at least, yeah, he's very nice, mashallah. Anyway, here is one ayah, Khadija, for you. Khalidina fiya, can you read that? You can you can you can find it in Google. Surah Hud, ayah number 107. Rather than find the 106, can you find that?
Surah Hud, ayah 107.
Mm-hmm.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Iman. We are going to we are going to answer some of the questions somebody asked. So Khadija is trying that. Surah
Okay.
Hud, ayah number 106. It's just like not the usual ayah what she present, but 106. فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ شَقُوا. Can you read that? Khadija, did you find it?
Sorry, one second. It's like it's giving me a translation in a different language, so I'm trying to find the English one.
Why don't you go like Quran.com?
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna go.
Did you find it? Quran.com. I can pull up.
Is it? I found it.
Yes.
So
Just
you
read
want me
it. Yeah, translation. Just read translation. So
to,
I want your.
for those, okay. As for those bound for misery, they will be in the fire, where they will be sighing and gasping.
Right. So this is the scene of the nar, like Jahannam, right? Hell, where they would be just like like screaming with pain and sighing, like where they are, right? And it won't be like a small sigh. It would be just like, okay, the gasping, right? Like they wanted to save themselves from heat or hunger or thirst, right? So all the miseries they would be facing over there. So these are the people of Nar, right? These are the people of Nar, right? But look at the next ayah. Go to the next ayah now. Khalidina fiha. Just read the translation. Khalidina fiha ma damati samawatu wal ard.
Should I read it?
Yes, the meaning.
Okay. Staying there forever, as long as the heavens and the earth will endure, except with your Lord.
Just up to that. So they will be there as long as the sky and the earth is there. So does that mean if the sky and the so it means their misery would be ending after the sky is gone and the earth is gone? But here they said, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, like they will always be there then as long as the sky is there and the earth is there. So does it mean that Jahannam would just like end after that? The same ayah is for the Jannat. Ma damati samawati wal ard. Like the people would be very happy in the Jannah where they would live forever, and as long as the sky and the earth. So what do you so you read the translation, right? What do you think about it?
I think that I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that it's trying to say that do the people that have already passed away go to Jahannam or Jannah in the meantime before the day of judgment?
And then after that,
and then after that, they will actually have like when
but
everything...
over here it says Khalidina fiha. They will be in that forever.
So I feel like once someone passes away and then their faith is already decided, they go into Jannah and Jahannam and then staying there.
No. So
No?
So correction over there. Nobody goes to Jannah and Jahannam before the day of judgment.
Okay.
Okay. So there's a correction, right, Iman?
Yeah. Yes.
Because they haven't been judged yet, right? So how can they go to? Yeah, there you are talking about barzakh, and their state won't be good if they didn't do the good deed, right?
Yeah.
Even their barzakh would be just like miserable.
Yeah. Does it
Definitely.
mean in the grave?
Yes,
Like they're gonna be staying in the grave until...
Yeah, or is
Okay.
there Ruh stay in the barzakh.
Yeah.
So that's and then barzakh is like there are the right hand people and the left hand people, and they are separated over there. Allah subhanahu doesn't want the mix up of the good and the bad over there. Okay, it's only the dunya we sometimes mix up with bad people, and we just think like, oh, we are with good people, but we have to identify the people. Okay, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as soon we die, He just put us in the right hand people or the left hand peoples, right? Ilian or Sijin, right? So
Yes.
some people are with the Ilian, some people are with the Sijin, right? So that one thing, but Jannat and Dozakh is like a after Qiyam, after the day of judgment concept, okay? But now you have clear your suspicion about that.
Yes.
Now what does it mean?
I think it means during the period that we have from like being in our graves all the way to the day of judgment. Could it be? Because like
No, in the previous ayah, it just specifically says talk about the nar, that you are in like the people in Jahannam, and in Jahannam they went after day of judgment. And now the next ayah says that in that Jahannam they would live forever until the sky is there and the earth is there. Tell me. So it means the sky won't be there and the earth won't be there and the Jahannam would be like gone?
No.
Iman, what do you say?
I feel like I don't think it'll be gone.
Your idea is good.
I don't know how to explain it specifically because I'm not sure, but I just have a feeling. I don't know why. I don't know why.
No, you have the right feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Arabic language, do you know any idioms? Can you throw some idioms in English? The idioms, which is totally like, okay. Do you know idioms?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you say some of the idioms?
Break a leg or
break a leg.
like
So
actions
break a
speak
leg
louder
means,
than words.
Yeah, if somebody non-English person break a leg. So if you are going on a stage, that's where you say, right? Like be brave, right? Break a leg, right? So like, but if you literally translate, it means break a leg.
Yeah.
For me, I'm non-English, so I mean like, why somebody is saying break a leg, right? And out to lunch. So, and I didn't know English like at that level. So, gone out for lunch and to lunch. So my manager was like, went for lunch, and somebody asked, where is Frank? I said, he's out to lunch. So when he came back, everybody was laughing and saying, Safiya said you are out to lunch. And I said, why you guys are laughing? They said, like, you said Frank is out to lunch. Right? So same thing. Like, we don't know the Arabic language. That's why Arabic language, like Quran, to learn Quran, you have to study 19 different disciplines of Quran, like for knowledge. 19 different, like this would be like fiqh, this would be like hadith, this would be like Arabic, and Arabic is the first one. So first knowledge you have to gain before reading the Quran is Arabic language knowledge. So if now the people are saying, like some people are literally saying now that, oh, you know what, like Khalidina Fiya is not like permanent because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said until the sky is there and the earth. But they are translating word by word.
Yeah.
This is the idiom. Ma damati samawati. It means like always. Ma damati samawati wal earth means always.
Does this ayah like basically mean, because how they say from like until the earths and the skies, does it basically mean to show the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Like they're trying to say that he
No,
can
they
like, you know.
translated it wrong. It
Oh,
was the
okay.
idiom. They shouldn't have translated it word by word. They should
Okay.
say, they should bracket. So now somebody is smart and up, because the translation didn't start it like until the end of after way after the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Otherwise, he would have like cautioned them. But like it's our responsibility that somebody shouldn't be just translating. It's so misleading, the translation, what just you read in the translation, that
Mhm.
until the sky and the earth is there. If
Yeah,
somebody
so can
reads that, yeah,
I have a question for that. Like when it says where they will remain as long as the heavens and earth endure, does that mean like for example, unless like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says otherwise, meaning like that. Like if Allah
no,
subhanahu wa ta'ala says something, then
no. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Khalidina, they will remain there. How the translation would come over there, Khalidina fiha, they would always be there. And then it says always. So translation should be they would always be there, means more emphasis, always.
oh, okay.
So there are two always in there. So it's like double always. Like they would just like not only will be there, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like making it more emphasized with the very common idiom in the Arab, because they when they want to say always, they say damati samawati wal ard. वो पूछोगे कि कब तक ये करोगे, तो वो कहेगा मैं हमेशा ये करूंगा, तो वो कहेगा दामति समावाति वाला, right? So that's how it should be translated. Like who has translated it word by word and making the people just like so like misguided by that, right? So, and there was another like when I got this question, I didn't have a clue until I investigated. But then there was another ayah which I had like a question for the longest time. Yoma yakshafu ansaqin. And the day when the legs were opened, like legs, like a really top part of the legs, like, right, until the thigh or something, like it's called pindali, right, in Urdu. So like legs would be open, and then the translation has done like such a bad job, right? So on the day when the legs would be open, meaning like people would be just like open from the leg, the top part, and they would be doing a catwalk. That might be one of the, and people literally translated it that way. And some people, Nauzubillah, they read that Allah will open his leg, right? So that's so wrong. Like this is an idiom, right? This is the, you can check it. Can you open Surah Qalam, Khadija? Surah Qalam, ayah number. Where is Surah Qalam? Surah Qalam, ayah number.
Which ayah? I
Which
found Surah
ayah?
Qalam. Which ayah?
Okay, the ayah number. Okay, that. Which ayah? 42.
42. Beware of the day the shin of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be bared, and the wicked will be asked to prostrate, and they will not be able to do so.
Yeah, that the like whoever did the translation, they just be fired. And this translation should be removed.
What are they trying to say though here? Like what does it mean?
That's my point is, and I did it like Remember when my mother died and I started reading Quran and I was just like
Yes.
alone, and I said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened his pindli and asked people to do the sajda in front of him, like what it is. And you know what, this Yahud and the other people, they said like, look at, like this is like pornography or something, right?
Yeah.
So that's nauzubillah, right? And then I was just up to it and I asked like so many people, and so many people, we don't know, you don't have to describe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala leg would be different. Like what nonsense, right? Like you don't associate like any such, you don't. What does it mean? Only means yawma yakshifu an saqin, the day when there would be troubles. This is another idiom which means trouble. And our translator, they are doing like what kind of a job? So now I have asked one of my students to get all the idioms of the Quran and make a summary, and I'll help her to publish, inshallah, if Allah gives me the stataat, right? I said, just like take all the idioms, and whenever somebody start reading, just like they should keep that idiom book of like say 5 pages or 6 pages, and they should know what idioms are going to be there. So you know, like when you have a puddle, right? And if you're wearing just like a dress like the Arab people wear, the long dresses, have you seen the men also wear the white lamba kurta, right? And the women also have the abayas, right? But if you are in a puddle, if you are a mud puddle or a water puddle, what would you do? How would you do that? Like you will just like lift up your dress a little bit so it doesn't get dirty, right?
Yes, and go over it.
Right? So this is a idiom. That's how idiom came. Then when you are in a musibat, if you face some difficulty, you lift your the dress a little bit to avoid that difficulty, right? So, but yukshafu ansa means when the leg would be exposed, doesn't mean leg would be exposed literally, means when the trouble would be there, on the day when all the trouble, and that day would be the most troublesome, right? Then Allah would ask the people to do the sajda, and they won't be able to do the sajda because their legs would be their back, the back would be so stiff that they won't be able to bow down, right? Sometimes किसी के कमर में दर्द हो जाता है, he cannot move with their leg or neck, or right, so they won't be able to move, right? So that day would be so hard on the people, but the people who are not Momin, the Momin would just go down in the prostration right away. But there would be other people who did the prostration over there just as a bare minimum thing, not putting their heart and body into it, right? They won't be able to just do the justice to the sajda over there, and that would be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would be in front of them, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, this is the day of the judgment, just make a sajda. And the people would, this is a musibat wala day, just make a sajda. So that sajda might save you. But when those people who were bad in this dunya, they at that time they would love to do the sajda because they are seeing the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they won't be able to do the sajda because their back would be just like so stiff of their because of their guna.
Don't you think that, like, for you know how this is like Quran.com and the translation are supposed to be understandable? Why would they put all these, like, like all these literary devices as like the translation? Because obviously we're gonna think it's literally what it means because we don't know Arabic, right? So why do you think that they would like write that down instead of literally just writing trouble?
So where in Quran says that you should be reading Quran in translation? It says to read Quran in Arabic. The Quran never said that you should be reading. So you should be reading Quran in Arabic, then it means you should know the Arabic. The other ayah we did the other day, that what you say you should understand.
You should understand.
right? So who
Yeah.
told you to depend on the translation? And now you are seeing the flaws in the translation. Now you are
Yeah.
seeing so many people are misguided, right? And
Mhm.
the people are like if you take this ayah Yoma Yukshifu Ansaka, you will see the comment or the reviews of the non-Muslims over there,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So, but it is our responsibility now. Change the things, learn Arabic, or whatever it
Mhm.
takes. Because I saw, like, we used to try to learn Arabic. Once was the academic reason, because for higher studies we had to know English, in Pakistan. So we learned the second language. Now we came here, the kids over here, they don't know this, they don't have a second language, maybe a little bit French, right? Some of them
Mhm.
can speak French, but not all of them, right? So they have a second language, so it's good. They are exposed to two languages, but some people don't ever learn French. So they are unilingual, right?
Mhm.
Uh, but the point in our case was, like, we were bilingual, we became bilingual, and we became bilingual that we conducted our whole job life, our life in English as well, right? So our mother tongue was Urdu. Urdu is nowhere used in the world. So we had to force ourselves to learn English, which was, we thought that if we would learn English, we will get the risk, but we never realized that risk is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us the risk, right? And we just focus so much on that. And Allah, what Allah wanted us, that what He is saying we should understand. And we are understanding what? Yoma yukshafu an sakin, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now, subhanallah, whatever translation is that. So that's our understanding of the Quran is, right? So we should have invested some time in learning the language of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Never in the Quran it says that you should be depending on the translation. Right? So we cannot
Yeah.
blame them. We have to blame ourselves that we haven't learned language of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yet. Although it is not that difficult, it is easy. Okay. So now you understand why I wanted to share these two ayah with you guys.
Yes.
So it wasn't, and the first ayah of, like, Surah Hud, one girl came up and I said, no, 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 it's not possible. And like when you are reading it, like you go through, like, before we never used to pay attention on the word by word, but now we are paying attention word by word. But again, so even in the Quran, like when you start learning, so what you are learning right now with me, you are only doing sarf. Sarf means identify what is verb, what is preposition, what is pronoun, and what is noun, right? This is sarf. Then the next thing comes nahab. Nahab means, like, if the sentence start with verb, then what is the composition? If it's starting with the ism, that is noun, that what is the combination, right? So nahab is those things. And then comes the balagha, which is that you don't have to translate everything word by word. Something like this, yukshafu an saqin, right? You have to do idioms, right? It's a little higher form of the language, right? So that's called the balagha. So right here, you got into like three things, right? And then of course, whenever you learn a language, you have like a 4 skills in there. One is like writing, one is reading. Of course, you know how to read it, but that's not a reading. Reading always means like you read it and you understand it, right? So we are not at that stage yet. Then there is a writing. So how correctly you write it, okay? And the third is spoken. And the fourth is comprehension, I guess.
I feel like
Understanding, yeah.
we all have these in our own languages, but when it comes to other people's like languages, different ones, we think it's so much. But these are all the things that we also do, like in our language. But then when you break down other like languages that we haven't learned, it seems so overwhelming. But it
Yeah.
really isn't.
It's not. It's not. And Arabic, for Quran, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala made it very easy. It's not using like. That's why I asked Rabia, one of the student in the other class, to make the list of all the idioms in the Quran. So at least we can just like maybe like, because she's 19 or 20-year-old, right, Rabia?
Mhm.
And Khadija, you are 16. So if
Yes.
she publishes that, so maybe you can do the translation of that, like she would do in Urdu, because her English is not, she is from Pakistan, but
Mhm.
she never learned English properly. She was rather in a like Islamic school, but
Yeah.
she's doing like a really good in grammar, and she's a
That's
teacher
good.
already. Yeah.
Oh,
So
mashallah, that's good.
yeah. So I told her to do like Urdu idioms, like collect all the ayah and translate. Once she write it, and then you can do another publication. You can be the publisher of those you translate all those idioms into English, and you publish that as well, right?
Yeah,
There would be
inshallah.
English, there would be Urdu version, and there would be English version. But at least
Mhm.
it would save the people who
Yes.
just go right,
Yeah.
like just say stop. Like at the beginning of the Quran, say stop. Just read these idioms. Just be very careful about these ayah, right? So you should not be misunderstanding that.
Mhm.
Okay.
No, it's a good
And
thing to have these because I feel like for someone who maybe they're just starting out to learn or they feel like they want to learn and they read these things, I feel like they could get disconnected really fast. They could
yes,
be like, why is this here? And why do I feel like, why is this? Why are they saying this if our religion is so pure? Because obviously that ayah, when you said it, I was like, what do you mean? Like, why are they saying that? Because I know that like as someone like that, like maybe reads, I would be like, that's not possible because why would they say that? That's my intent. But if someone else were to read and they just started, they'd probably get confused and be like, I thought this was a very pure like religion. Why are they saying stuff like that? So I think it's important to have like a book
and
that says the
and we don't
translations.
know, and it's our Quran. We
Yeah.
don't know, and some non-Muslim comes and says, "Oh, your Quran is just like really pornography is going on
Yeah.
here." And, oh,
It's
like
just
what? Like,
something like when you first said it, right? I was like, that's so like how could someone translate that and be okay with it and put it on the internet and like everyone uses that as a
somebody should
source?
just like check it out and tell
Yeah.
them like, okay, translator, you are not doing, like, if it's not a word by word translation, like you shouldn't be, you should say, at least in the bracket you said like this is a idiom.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that was anyway. I think like you got like Khadija, you are
Yes.
one of the luckiest one at the age of 16. You are knowing all these things beforehand, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
So, and you will pass on to, inshallah, you will have your halqa in a mosque or somewhere. Uh,
Inshallah.
you can still go. I was telling Iman the other day, I went to one of the mosques, and there was a very young girl, and I think she was about your age, about 16. And they were like a same age girl, and then
Mm-hmm.
there was older girl, and then there was very older lady of my age, right? So they four
Yes.
were sitting, and the one was listening and one was reading. So I thought, like, I said, well, are you guys like teaching, like somebody teaching? So they mentioned to that young girl that she's the teacher,
Oh.
and she
Uh-huh.
was she was just going in the masjid, and the masjid is open. Like she went to the masjid at Maghrib, and she
Yeah.
stayed there for Isha. And
Yeah.
because in the mosque the Isha is a little late, so she got like a 2 hours. And whoever want to just like recite it to her, she would just listening their Quran.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, and she was
Yeah.
Arab. And you can do a little bit more. You say, okay, I'll listen to your Quran, but at the same time, I'll teach you the language. You can do
Yeah,
that. So it
inshallah.
would make you practice. So you can go to any mosque right now and
Mm-hmm.
just try to start getting like students like that. Inshallah.
Okay,
Like
inshallah.
maybe once because that girl comes like twice a week. So she might
Yeah.
be having other school, but she thought that my duty is to spread Quran as well.
Yeah.
Must be her parents trained her well, or her teacher inspired her to do though that. So I just like really was inspired by that very young girl who was sitting in the masjid and doing that, right? She could have done like other things as well, being at home, enjoying the meal, but she opted to go to the mosque and just teach. Not many, but like 3 is like more than like you teach one person one word. That's like a lot of reward.
Yeah, mashallah, it is.
Yeah. So inshallah. So alhamdulillah, you are on the right track. So now go back to your surah. Which one is that? Sorry. I thought it was important. Otherwise, it would miss my mind. The knowledge is transferred. So
yeah, it's Surah Nuh.
no.
Yeah.
Right, Iman? Any question, Iman?
No, I've just been listening and yeah.
And then
Yes,
ayah
yes.
number 22.
22. No, not this one. Not Jinn. No. 22. All right. Okay.
22.
Sorry. 22.
It's okay. Yeah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ومكروا مكرا كبارا. And who have devised a tremendous plot. So this goes back to the ayah before, where they were talking about eventually Noah cried, "My Lord, they have certainly persisted in disobeying me," and yeah, basically it's like a part of the other ayah as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
And 23.
That's a very good. Like some of the words, like if it's starting with a wa or a fa, it's always like you can have a connection with the previous ayah as well,
Yeah.
right? So this is like for fa, I am very, very sure about, right? So
Yes.
when you have like a better knowledge of the language, you would know exactly what they means, like little word, like when they come, then you can just say, yeah, it is attached to the previous ayah or not. Okay. Right. Next.
Okay. وقالوا لا
Oh, okay. So any verb in there?
Oh, I didn't get to do it this week because I'm studying for exams, but I'll make sure to like do all the verse stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, this is with the tanween, but the bare minimum you can do, right? This is a tanween, right? Tanween means it's always a noun.
Yes.
Okay. And the makaru is the verb. Makara, makaru.
Yeah, because they have planned.
Makaru. Yeah, they have. They have planned, right? All of them, right?
Yeah.
So makaru, right? So makara, makaru. So this is the only verb here. All right. It's not that difficult. You can just try to guess it. Okay.
Okay.
Now we're at the level, you can just try to guess it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
وقالوا لا نذرن
تذرن
تذرن آلهتكم ولا تذرن ودا ولا سواعا ولا يغوث ويعوق ونسرا. So urging their followers, do not abandon your idols, especially Wad, Suwa, Ya'uq, and Nasr. What is that supposed to mean? Do not abandon your idols.
Waqalu. Waqalu, what does it mean? And they said.
And they said.
So they were not listening to Prophet Nuh, and they were telling other people not to abandon, not to wazara, not to abandon. This came from wazara, but like you are not doing verb right now, but whenever you are ready, we can just tell you. So don't leave your idol, right? Don't leave your idols, and don't leave, especially they gave the name Wadda, Swa'a. These are the name. Yaghus, Ya'uq, and Nasra. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Wadda. Wadda is a idol name. Swa'a idol name, Yaghus, idol name, Ya'uq, idol name, Nasra, idol name.
Oh,
Okay,
they're all the
so
names for
I
them.
think I told you the story at the beginning of the Surah Nuh. I'll
Mhm.
repeat that again.
Okay.
Why did Hazrat Nuh was sent as a prophet to this qawm, these people? Why
To,
Hazrat Nuh was sent?
to guide them to Islam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why it was necessary? And where these people, the idols came. So Prophet Adam was there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then Prophet Adam left Seth, right? Alayhi salam, his son, right? Alayhi salam. So Hazrat Adam left him. And after that, it was like a big gap, right? Because Prophet Adam was coming directly from Jannah. He knew Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he didn't even need the wahi. He would just like tell the people that do exactly what Allah says, right?
Yes.
So, but of course, like his connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would be through the wahi. Like we don't know any other mean, but he was the first man and the first prophet, right? Prophet for whom? Prophet for his kids, right?
Yes.
So among his kids, who was the prophet when Hazrat Adam died? Seth, alayhi salam. He was a prophet. Anyway, so we don't know how long he lived, but when he died, he left like a lot of goods. Seth alayhi salam, like as a son of Adam, he left a lot of good things, right? And good people. So good people was Vadda, Su'a. These were good people. Yaghutha.
Oh, these are the
Yeah.
names of prophets, but they transferred them into idols?
Yes, we are not too sure about the prophet, but
Okay.
like they followed the prophet and they were good people, like pious people, right? Nasran, right? So they all died, like ultimately everybody has to die, so they died,
Yes.
right? And they were good people, so they would just like tell the people, like Buzrug, like your dada. If your dada is in the house, you would just like go and sit with him, and he would always advise you about the good things, right? So
Yes.
they were the people. They were like always for the whole community, not for their own family, but for the whole community. And they were so good, everybody would respect them, would do the salam in the morning, just come in the evening and try to make sure that they go and visit that good people, right? So when they died, the people didn't know whom to ask the good things, right?
Yes.
And then Shaitan said, okay, there is a gap, so let me introduce something. So he came, he says, you know what? He came in like whatever man, he can transform himself. He's a jinn, right? So he came and he started telling people, you know what? These people have died, and you know what? Soon we will forget him. Why don't we make the idol of him?
Oh no.
Why we don't make the idol of Wadda, Su'a, Yaghus, Ya'uq, and Nasran? So people said, yes, it's a very good idea. And they made the idol. Then people would in the to learn about the goodness, how good those people, the people would go in the morning and look at them, and they will remember what things they used to say, and they would remember all the good things, right? But then
Yes.
that generation who made that, and they knew that they were the people, right? They died, and their kids, they said, oh, our parents used to go there. And Shaitan came again after a generation or two generation gone. They said, you know what? Your parents used to bow down in front of that and ask them, why don't you ask them? So he convinced them to worship them. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saw that now Vadda, Swa, Yaghus, Ya'uq, and Nasran have become the God, then he said, like, okay, I have to take care of them. So he sent Nuh alayhi salam.
Yeah. Okay, so he's sending Islam to revive everything so they could go back to Islam to try to put them on the straight path.
Yes, but then
Okay.
what happened? That Shaitan overcame all the people. So out of all the people, only 80 people listened to Prophet Nuh. For he was there 950 years to convince them, but Shaitan overcame them so much that they are still saying, don't leave your Wadda, Swa, Yaghus, Yauq, Nasra as
Mhm.
idol, because they didn't know. And Prophet Noah was telling them, like, okay, you know what? This Shaitan has just given you a wrong direction. And they started following the Shaitan direction. And then Noah alayhi salam said that none of them should survive. So Noah alayhi salam in the end was so frustrated. He said, like, if they would survive, they will take the kufr with them. So all the kafir were dead at that time. Only people who came to the boat, they survived. But I don't know the second part of the Buddha worship came from where, right? Again, like that was one of the strategy of Shaitan, right? So Shaitan
Mhm.
always just like always there. So anybody who is just like away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Shaitan is just not letting him go near the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All right.
Yeah.
So that
I've heard that when Nuh alayhi salam was gathering all the people for the boat and the ark, he looked, I think he looked back for his son or something, and then people say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala got upset about that. Is that true?
yeah, like no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala got upset about him giving the badwa as a whole, I guess. Like you can read that more,
Mhm.
because Prophet job is to just convince the people, um, convince the people to convert into Islam, but he's not supposed to give badwa,
Yeah.
right? He is there as a rahmat, right? Allah subhanahu wa
Yes.
ta'ala, in the form of the Prophet, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends rahmat. But and Prophet Noor regrets still about that dua, because it's up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whom he wants to guide and whom he doesn't.
Mhm.
So Prophet job is just to convey the message, not make a dua for them. Yeah, he can make the dua, but like Prophet Noor made, like he was so frustrated. And he had a point, like if they move forward, they might still take the kufr with them.
Yeah.
But Prophet Noor is not here today, and his badua was for his Qawm, but there are still Qawm who are worshipping idols, who are worshipping whoever, they are doing the shirk. So that did that finish? No, it didn't, right?
No.
So what's the use of like on the other hand, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam never, like at one point, like he asked, like, this is how you treat the prophet of God, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, like, calm down, don't say anything. Your job is to just convey the message. If they are not taking it, leave it to them, leave them to me, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, you can read about that. Yeah, there is some explanations about Hazrat Nuh, but yeah, his son was also there. But if he made the dua, I think he made the dua for everybody whoever was kafir. He wished that his son wouldn't be, and all the parents want, but they still have to do the good dua instead of a bad dua for anybody. Yeah, Allah knows the best. Yeah, you can read it
Mhm.
like more further about Hazrat Noor, but read it from the Sunni Islamic side,
Okay.
not the Christian
No, no.
side, because they said he told one of his son, "You are black, and your nasal is going to be slaves."
Yeah, yeah, that was in the Bible, because we do Bible study, and we have like world religion, and she was talking about how, oh, he was racist, and I was like, what? I don't, like, it was just kind of confusing,
Yeah,
and I was
it's that's very disrespectful.
Yeah, it's
Using
not
such kind
something,
of a, yeah.
because that wouldn't even make sense back then. It's not like that.
yeah, it wasn't right. So
No.
yeah. Anyway, I think it was a good session. You know, two ayah which have idioms in it, right? Mark it down somewhere so you remember them.
Yeah, the Surah Hud.
Surah Hud, and the other one is Surah Qalam.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
good session. Talk to you guys tomorrow, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.